about to carry on our expedition to the Gesarstadt Reserve. Our goal is to film the snow leopards, Siberian mountain goats, pigs and other similar animals living in the area, as well as to capture winter natural landscapes and prepare a series of programs. In the last episode of the program, we ended the topic when we returned to our shelter from the upper part of Kurlisar. Today, we are about to start our program from the very place. After leaving the house of the reserve staff, we started moving towards the Notarak River. We saw deer at the beginning of the Kurkurak stream. Siberian mountain goats starts mating in mid-November. At this time, the male goats, which have won fierce battles from a herd of several females, goatlings are born in April-May. The hoofs of Siberian mountain goats are smooth and have a comfortable structure to climb even on very steep cliffs. Its long fur allows it to overwinter in the extreme conditions at altitudes of 5,500 meters. Newborn kittens weigh from 2.8 kilograms to almost 5 kilograms. Although they start walking on their birthdays, they prefer to stay in the bush and among the rocks for the first few days because they are so weak. But the process does not last long. In just a few weeks, they follow their mother, jumping from rock to rock and running. It's noteworthy that young kids are faster and more agile than adults. We drove to the Jopaya River. Leaving our car here, we walked to this steep slope. Here is a steep cliff. He who falls into it will not survive. The road is very dangerous. Our main goal today is to shoot a snow leopard. It's going to be very challenging for us to climb the hill. The place is very steep and slippery. We can go down. Be careful. Snow leopards prefer to follow their prey from above and chase them down steep slopes. They hunt large animals such as Siberian mountain goats on average once every 10 days. After one successful hunt, they eat their prey for 3 or 4 days. Snow leopards sometimes store excess meat in rock caves. Thus, snow leopards hunt an average of 20-30 large animals per year. Rasulika, are you coming? Yes, we're coming. There is a passage we have to cross. The snow here is very thick. If we fall, we can get seriously injured. There is a stream in the ravine. Shiraleka was left behind. Is the cliff about 30 meters? It needs to be measured. No, it must be 100 meters. We passed through a dangerous part. Are there any flat areas that are easy to walk on? Yes, there is. There is nothing to hold on to. Now, if you fall, no one here can help you. So we have to be very careful and walk at a close distance. It would be better to bring a rope to walk in places like this. If your shoe slips, there is no straw or plank to hold. There is nothing that can be caught and put up. There are no obstacles here. If you fall, you will just slip to the bottom of the cliff. Snow leopards walk in such places where it's challenging to walk. That is why we are looking for them here. Although we have to walk on steep slopes and deep cliffs, we are going in this direction because of the possibility of encountering a snow leopard around the peaks above. It should be noted that it's very tricky to observe them due to the extremely large area inhabited by snow leopards. We don't even know where to step because the trail is covered in snow. If we slip, we can go straight and hit a rocky ravine in a 200-meter cliff. Especially the cameramen are finding it very challenging to walk here. We are now going this way to cross to the other side of the mountain. We passed the highest point. Now if we pass this place, we will reach another mountain where the snow leopard walks. We have to walk through this direction. It's because the snow leopard walks in such places. If we don't walk through such places, it will also be difficult to meet the snow leopard. The snow is very thick here. Though it's very hard, we try to control ourselves and always be vigilant. We pass by where the stones are piled on top of each other. Sometimes our hearts stop beating for a moment when our partners take the wrong step and lose their balance. We try not to miss anything at every step so as not to fall into a precipice with huge rocks and a cold watery stream. Do we have to go behind that rock now? Yes, we have to go behind that rock. Or we have chosen a very hard direction. There is little water in the stream, but if the guy's feet slip, water can get into their boots. The reserve inspectors seem to be walking here easily. That is challenging for our guys. We find it difficult to walk, and carrying equipment is even more challenging. I think we can't walk this way. Now we have to go through this place and cross the cliffs. Right now, we can't decide which direction to go. Our team is debating which way to go. Now we go straight out, turn right, and then go over the other road. That road would be safer and closer. Walking here is quite tricky for the cameraman Shirale. It's because he is climbing with heavy loads. He has already fallen several times. We finally made it through this difficult place safely. On the way back, we decided not to walk here. We are now walking along a stream near a thick forest with several hundred-year-old spruce, bush, tugai, and wild trees. There are blood stains on the tracks here. What kind of blood is this? It's clear from the blood clots that it has been a long time since the animals passed through this place. There are traces of blood here too. The blood stains went this way. Maybe this blood belongs to a wounded deer. No, there are traces of snow leopard or wolf here as well. Here we saw blood stains. From this, it can be concluded that the snow leopard may have hunted any animal. The tracks went up the slope. The snow leopards live mainly on the average slopes of mountainous areas, where no trees grow or plants are sparse. However, female now leopards live sedentary lives, while young snow leopards migrate up to 100 and 200 meters. This situation can make our job more challenging. We are now walking along a stream near a forest covered with centuries-old spruce, shrubs, grouse, and wild trees. Here is the footprints of a snow leopard. Here it is. Do you see? It recently passed through here. These places are its habitat. They work in such places. It hides in a shelter and lurks for deer. The thick fur of the snow leopard prevents it from freezing. The length of the fur on the back and sides is 5 centimeters and up to 12 centimeters in the abdomen. They also have wide nasal cavities to warm the air until it reaches the lungs as they breathe. There are also small hoof prints here. It must be the footprints of mountain goats. We finally found a trail of snow leopard following the deer. It was walking up the mountains. We started going this way. The peculiarity of Siberian mountain goats is that they differ sharply from other ungulates in terms of body shape when moving on rocks. For an hour we followed the tracks of deer in the direction they were going, the places where the snow leopard could go. The snow leopard is often referred to as the mountain ghost because they are rarely seen and spend more of their lives alone. Unlike other large cats, the snow leopard is less aggressive. If several other large predators attack to take its prey, it may retreat and give up the prey. Snow leopards do the same to humans. In fact, when people are around, the snow leopard's behavior changes. They can even adapt to nightlife to avoid confrontation. That is why it's difficult to find them. The average lifespan of snow leopards in the wild is 10 years, but living in such an environment for 15 years is not uncommon. However, these large cats can live in captivity for more than 20 years. Snow leopards live in such high places that they have the ability to hide in the bosom of nature, and even shooting them on camera is a great joy. Is that so, Rasulaka? Yes, that is right. Today is the fourth day. We continue to search for snow leopards. We saw it, but in the distance. The power of our camera is not enough to shoot it from a distance, but we will try to take a picture on the drone. Hasanaka, where did you see them? I saw them on the rock above. It takes a little distance to shoot. Now, if we launch a drone, we can see them up close. Ushnud, can we find them using a drone? We will try to find. We believe in you. God willing, we will definitely find them. We finally saw it in the plane to the right, but it was so far away from us and in awkward place to shoot. So now we decided to launch a drone, but for some reason it doesn't fly high. Probably it's broken. Why isn't it flying high, Husnud? We are standing very high above sea level. GPS cannot receive waves. What shall we do now? How high can a drone fly in this situation? It can only fly 10 meters. It does not rise to any other height. Hasanaka, how high are we now? We are at 3,000 meters above sea level. Where did you see the deer? Do you see the snow-covered spruces on the other side? I saw deer there. Can we go in that direction now? It's harder to get there. If we can walk, we will go. We wanted to take a picture on the drone, but the drone can't fly. We are going that way because the drone can't fly. We have no other choices. Let's go there. One of our companions decided to stay in place and watch the snow leopard, while the cameramen were unknowingly moving to a convenient location for themselves. When they arrive, our friend who is watching the snow leopard shows the cameraman where it is. I see it. I'm going to shoot it now. The snow leopard chases its prey for about 300 and 500 meters, and if it does not catch its prey, it will no longer run, because he can't breathe anymore. The main advantage of the snow leopard is its high speed, agility, trail and invisibility between rocks. Deer, on the other hand, can run up to a kilometer without rest. The snow leopard is also called the Asian tiger. This is due to the fact that these rare animals are distributed only in 12 Asian countries such as Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, China, Pakistan, India, Mongolia, and are not found in the wild in other mountain ranges of the world. The snow leopards we have photographed to this day were born and raised on the peaks of the Kuralai mountain in the Gisar mountain range. Snow leopards, which are considered transboundary predators, move from the mountains of Uzbekistan to the mountains of Tajikistan, or conversely, from the mountains of one country to the peaks of another. For instance, the mountains of Kyrgyzstan serve as a large and important corridor for snow leopards. They move through these mountain peaks between the northern and southern parts of their territory. Like migratory birds, these predators know no country or border. Therefore, the countries where snow leopards live are trying to create conditions for these animals to cross their borders and live freely. The snow leopard is an endangered species. Therefore, it's included in the Red Books of the World and Uzbekistan. The main reasons for the decline of the snow leopard, the king of the peaks, are the exploitation of high mountain pastures by farmers and sheep herds, resulting in a decrease in food resources. The second is brutal poaching. Globally, climate change is increasing the average temperature in an area inhabited by snow leopards and has a major impact on reducing their prey. According to scientists, this situation reduces the habitat in the mountains of the species. The result is increased competition with other predators such as leopards, wild dogs, and tigers. For these reasons, the International Union for Conservation of Nature has listed snow leopards as endangered species. Occasionally, snow leopards attack livestock of people living near the border areas of the reserve. That is one of the most painful issues here, because in this case, if the damage to the population is not compensated, people will develop a feeling of hatred for the snow leopard, and this can lead to bad consequences. In the village near the borders of the reserve, snow leopards attack sheep, goats, horses, and cattle of people. The project should include such a clause that the government can cover the damage caused by snow leopards. In the case of Nepal, the area of this mountainous country is equal to the territory of only Nawai or Surkhandara region of Uzbekistan. They pay people for the cost of goats, sheep, and other livestock eaten by snow leopards in order to protect these rare animals. This thing loses the hatred of the people living in the area for the snow leopards. Proper placement of photo traps, its control, and finally shooting snow leopards is a difficult task, of course. As you can see, walking in such dangerous places is also a big hassle. That is why if employees who manage to take unique images of wild animals are rewarded, moreover, if all the staff here are financially supported, it will have a positive impact on the efficiency of work in the reserve, the protection of animals. We are satisfied with our work today. The wildlife is really attractive and it is a lot of fun to watch them. Thanks to the effective work of the reserve staff over the years, it's possible to make a 10 or 15-minute film about snow leopards in the reserve with the image taken in the photo trap so far. When we learned the amazing information about the snow leopard, we dreamed of seeing it as much as possible. In the end, we did it. Snow leopards, who have ruled these mountain rocks for thousands of years, are our greatest national treasure. Therefore, we have to work together to preserve them. We decided to go back from here. Now we are all going back from the upper part of the North-Iraq border. We shooted many deer and nature scenes here. Rasulaka, what can you say about today's work? Today has been very special. We are satisfied. we were able to capture many animals. Of course, we couldn't have achieved anything without the escort of the reserve staff. We thank them very much for that. We have been working with them for a long time. I think this cooperation will continue in the future as well. They are protecting the plants and animals in the reserve. As a result, the number of animals is increasing. Good luck to them. I hope our film about the reserve will be good. Of course, our experienced teammates helped us a lot here. We will continue to help as much as we can. Shall we go down now? Yes. Along the way, we picked up a bit of soft dog rose fruit, which has become a favorite fruit for us. We go to our shelter and have a nice cup of tea with dog rose. An hour later, we came down the mountain, but now we won't walk down the slope that we came in the morning. Here we go along the river. We approached the water crossing. Here we have to cross the stream. I wonder how shall we get to the other side of the stream. It's impossible to cross the river from here. We walk a little higher and look for a safer place. All members of our team split up and crossed the river to a convenient location. But our cameraman's foot fell into the water. I didn't follow the path they took because I have a camera in my hand. I can't risk it. So I decided to walk from a safer place on this side, albeit a longer one. My companions are calling me from that side. Finally, we all crossed the water. Our expedition to the exhausted reserve has come to the end. We are grateful to all the staff who guided and accompanied us during our 4-day trip to the reserve. In our view, they know every plant of the reserve, their character, the animal world, every stone of the gorge and the peaks. No matter how much they walk, they don't get physically tired. They have an interesting conversation as they have witnessed many different events during their long years of activity. During the conversation, they tell interesting stories and events with pleasure. Here we said goodbye to our pure-hearted friends. Humans are alive only because of the blessings of nature. Think carefully. Can we imagine a moment in our lives without the fruit of the trees, the harvest of the earth, fresh air, clear water, and many other similar gifts of nature? What do you think? Snow leopards maintain an ecological balance in nature. This means that if they survive, so will many other species in their habitat. By preserving them, we will also be helping the people of this mountainous region and its surroundings to live in peace. Our goal in making these films is to encourage people to take care of every living organism in nature through the example of snow leopards.